So very quick add on to the end here. My little electric, which I did some work to a while back, fitting the 4QD, I was having issues with the battery life really. I was lucky if I got a lap of our track. I remember it being much better when I was younger. So I've been online, I've ordered a new battery. Let's take a look at fitting. Old battery here, new battery here. Old one, 38 amp hours. New one, 55 amp hour, and brand new, and it's more of a mobility scooter battery. Hopefully the lid will fit when that's in. I did my measurements. I measured from the bottom of that cavity to the top of these. That should be about the same size and it should fit in the cavity. I'll get the old battery out first, put the new one in, put the body on, see if that fits before I alter connections. Now, so far so good in that it fits in that hole. It does look big, but we'll see what happens when we try and put the lid on. Doesn't fit, but I'm going to look at what's actually not fitting. So I've taken the roof off and the shield in there, and it would appear to be the issue is that the sides of the cab are curved. So although the overall height can fit in the middle, at the sides it can't. And I've got about 10mm gap all around. So what's going through my mind is I think there's enough material that I could take the size of the battery down 10mm. I just don't know if I'm being silly and I should just look for a different size battery. So we've put the battery back in place and I've scribed a line in the base of it pretty much where I want it. I'm going to take that out and I'm going to mill up to the line and make a pocket so the battery sits a little bit lower, then hopefully that bigger battery will fit in the space left by that. As you can see, it is frustrating because yes, it's slightly wider and yes, it's slightly longer, but it is the same height. That's what's frustrating. I deliberately bought the same height as that one so that it would fit. But never mind, we've got to go down a bit, and I'll also put a flap of rubber over the top of this to make sure the terminals don't touch the casing as well. So as you can see, we've got it clamped down at either end, or both ends, in the mill. I just need to make sure it's roughly running square. It is just a casting, so I don't even know that the casting's square, but we'll see what we can do. I tried to get the wheels roughly lined up with the side of the table, but we'll see that it's running true and then start machining to the line. It is a bit too wide for the throw of the table, so I'm going to have to do sort of half of it and then either move the engine or spin it round, one or the other. But yes, we'll get halfway and then, like I say, go in, drop it down, take about 1/2 inch off all the way around, and the battery will sit a bit deeper. So, full disclosure, I've gone down so far and I've broken through the bottom, which to begin with I didn't think was going to be a problem. I did expect that to happen. The frame is still going to be deep enough to leave frame there and the battery would sit on the frame. However, the wheel's going to be too high. I've had another look and the the time I break through and go down as far as I need to go, that wheel's going to break through. So I'm going to abandon that and go back to a smaller battery. But then I'll do something with this. So after discovering that battery won't fit, basically, I have been looking back on the websites, hunting around different sites. It's not easy to search batteries by dimension. Most places want you to search by amperage or by which car or scooter or motorbike they're going. But by using the dimensions I've got, I think I've sorted out a pair of batteries that side by side are less than the length, but two side by side are 150. They're 75mm wide each, and they're quite tall, and that should give me 40 amp hours, which I'm trying to remember now. I don't even remember, it's in front of me. Which is still more than the battery that I took off that was a bit knackered, but it's not as good as the big one that I had bought. So I'm just going to, while it's in the mill, I'm just going to clean up that edge and this edge just to give it a bit more, because it's quite tight on the 150. I could probably go out to about 160, but I'm going to just go to like a couple of mil over, 162 or something. So just literally just clean it up, make sure it's got a good landing, and then we're ready for when the batteries turn up. So we'll catch up in a moment. So that side's been milled out. You can see I haven't taken much off. Just sort of cleaned it up a little bit. I'll take the same off this side, but I've got to turn it around before I can do that, because there's not enough clearance between the cutter and the post to fit this side of the engine. So spin it around, same on the other side. So there we are. That should be big enough for the two batteries side by side. And like I say, there's the incident. Maybe we'll do something about that in time. We'll see. But for now, that is waiting for the batteries. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to compile all this into one video. So rather than leave you waiting till the next instalment, this will come out whenever I finish this. So I'm going to pass you over to future me, and he can let you know what's happening with the batteries. So as and when they turn up, I will pass you over to him. Thanks very much. Well, thank you, past me. Good to hear from you again. Today, I had a delivery. Let's see it's gone all right. We have one new battery charger, which I forgot I ordered, and a box. In this box, we have a box and another box. In that box, we have a battery, and in the other box, we have a battery. They are a nice fit in there. Let's have a look. And there we have it. Two batteries, a nice fit, bolted terminals. All that's left to do is plumb them in properly. They might slide back a little bit. Probably wedge this I suppose I could even move the horn to up here at some point. And that just needs wiring up. I suppose we better check the body, to be fair. Well, there we go. As you can see, the batteries are in, the body's on, so that just needs wiring up. So let's go. Well, the negatives are connected together, the positives are connected together, and both wired into the loco. I haven't reattached my battery charging cables at the moment, which was what that socket was for, because I'm not using that charger at the moment. However, I have, because I bought this new charger, which plug that into the wall, charger with, which shows you where you are in the charging phase. It's a maintenance system for it as well, and it goes to this connector. It also has 2 clamps onto that connector, or 2 screw-on terminals to that connector. So what I could do is screw that on, leave this loose in here under the back, and then I've just got to lift the back of it, pull the lead out, and charge. So that's what I'll do. I'll connect this up, have it swung around there, and because these are in parallel, that charger should charge both together without any trouble. I need to rethink, because once the negative is on this end of the battery, it's not long enough to get out the back. However, where we've got this convenient hole in the bottom now, what I might do is try and figure out a way to rig it up here with some sort of hatch to get access to it. Then the cables can come up there and they will reach. So I'll have a think and I'll get back to you. So it's been on charge since yesterday, and according to the indicator on here, it's now fully charged and in float mode. So it's ready to take to the track. I don't think I'll be taking the kids to the club this week, so I probably won't worry about this, but I might let them get it out in the garden and run up and down the bit of track we've got. So before I can give the electric engines a little test run, just to check they're okay, I do need to do a bit of rubbish clearance, or weed, flower, plant clearance. So just going from work, and I'm just going to clear that lot, then we can maybe run a train. So there we have it, a full wheelie bin and a clear line. So now let's go and get an engine to give it a little test run. So I've been up and down a few times now. Unfortunately, whether it's just at the very bottom here or whether it's all the way up, I'm not sure. We'll give it a try in a sec. But the gradient's a little bit too steep for this engine to cope with me. It just spins the wheels. Which, to be fair, I'm quite pleased with that it spins the wheels, because after I've been down once or twice before I changed the battery, it wouldn't even spin the wheels, it just had no guts to it. So, I think it's at the very bottom that it's... No, I've pressed the button when I didn't mean to there. Yeah, it's sliding away down the hill even when the wheels are spinning backwards. So that may mean in the future I need to ease this bank a little bit. We'll see. Once we've got the circuit in and we've got a bigger engine running, it might be that this engine can only run this way around the track. But for now, at least the engine seems to be fine. We'll give it a good test at the club one Sunday, maybe next week. I just need to have a day to get the engine to the club, preferably when the kids are there, because I'm not that interested in running it round for an hour. But yeah, we'll see how it lasts. So thanks for watching, and I hope I'll see you again soon.